What kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit.
Princess Anne is speaking out in a rare interview just days before her brother's coronation day. The younger sister of King Charles III recently sat down for an interview with Canada's CBC News' The National Correspondent, Adrienne Arsenault. And the 72-year-old royal said that streamlining Britain's royal family to make it a smaller and cheaper enterprise for UK's taxpayers, quote, doesn't sound like a good idea.
Good question. We've been very lucky. My mother was the Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen, you don't really think about it very much. Not least of all because the monarchy is about continuity. But I think for my brother, this is something he's been waiting for. And he's probably spent more time thinking about it. For the rest of us, it's more a question of, okay, we have to shift the way we support. And that's what we need to do.
And what does that shift look like for you?
Well, that's we don't know yet. I mean, there was an order to the years because my mother didn't change very much. We kind of knew what the rhythm of the year was. Mm-hmm. So things like that will change, and how we are part of the support for the monarchy may change slightly. Who knows?
And when you hear sometimes people refer to a slimmed-down monarchy, I can't imagine what that might mean for a role like yours. I don't know how many more hours in the day you have to take more things on.
Well, I think the slim down was said in a day when there were a few more people around to make that seem like a justifiable comment.
The world changes a bit.
It changes a bit. I mean, it doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm standing, I have to say.
I'm sure it does
I'm not quite sure what else we can do.
Later in the interview, when Princess Anne was asked how she and her family deals with other countries and people wanting the monarchy to be abolished, she defended her family and what the royals stand for.
Because we're in this moment of transition, I think it's not unnatural that people are having conversations about the monarchy and the place of the monarchy in various countries, Canada included. And some of the recent polling is suggesting that there is a drop in the percentage of people who would like to see the monarchy continue. How do you deal with that as a family?
Well, we don't, in many respects, need to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Not least of all because it is the monarch that is the key to this, and the constitution that underpins the monarchy. We as a family see ourselves there as to support that role. What we do, we hope, contributes to the monarchy and the way in which it can convey continuity of not just interest but of service, of understanding, the way that people and communities want to live their lives. And I think so often we get the chance to see communities and the people who do things really well and are very generous with their time in a way that, if you look at the media, you tend not to get that impression.
Are there conversations about relevance?
There will be everywhere. It's not a conversation that I would necessarily have. I think it's perfectly true that it is a moment where you need to have that discussion. But I would just underline that the monarchy provides, with the Constitution, a degree of long-term stability that is actually quite hard to come by any other way.
As the royal's older brother prepares for his coronation day, alongside his wife, Queen Consort Camilla, Princess Anne admitted that she believes he won't be changing much in his new role.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. He is committed of his own level of service. That will remain true.
DailyMail.com's Charlie Langston recently shared insight with Access Hollywood into what royal fans can look forward to from the coronation ceremony.
Will be at the coronation. Now, George is obviously growing up. We've seen him looking a lot more mature in recent months, and he's also shown himself to be very capable of handling himself at public occasions. back when he was a toddler, he used to shy away from the cameras, look very nervous. He would perhaps make funny faces. But these days, he's really emulating his father in that role of future king. He's looking very responsible, much more confident, and that is being rewarded, if you will, with a role in the coronation. He is going to be a page of honor, which means that he will walk behind Charles and help to hold up his robes as he makes his way down to the altar, effectively. And George is actually going to be the youngest page of honor to take part in a coronation, which is incredibly exciting. Now, Charlotte will be there. We do expect Louis to be there. However, they will not play such significant roles simply because they just aren't old enough. And Louis has proven himself to be a little bit mischievous when it comes to these public events. We've seen him stealing the show on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, at the Jubilee celebrations, making faces, covering his ears. It was a delight to watch. It's wonderful to see these royal children being able to express themselves and act like children, even at the most significant of occasions. However, you don't want Louis to be walking down the aisle behind Prince Charles, making faces, throwing a tantrum, and exhibiting other behavior that, quite frankly, is perfectly natural for a young boy his age.